This is the second in a series showing a violin repair. I'm taking the clamps off for what I think is the last time.
I am still hearing a rattle.
I've still got a rattle somewhere and I don't know exactly where it is.
Frequently there are corner blocks in these corners. It's not uncommon for some violins to be made without corner blocks. Okay, there it is. There's the crack. It's in this corner, right there. That, I think, is the last repair on the top. Solid and ready to go.
There's a fat spot and a wavy spot on the end of the back plate. I'm just sanding the edges flat now to prepare for gluing.
Alright, I've sanded the edges flat and smooth in a previous, which is what this would, and I think this is the last bit of clamping we're going to need. I think the top is all completely glued now. Any more rattles or buzzes? Yeah, but there's an issue with the back that I noticed immediately when I took it off, which is that it is quite heavy. And we can see that it is 132 grams.
The ideal back weight is 110 grams maximum. I'm going to try to reduce the weight towards the ideal, but not go all the way, in order to leave some material for a future fine-tuning process.
Spent some time scraping, and you can see that it's a lot whiter than it used to be when it was dirty and oxidized. And it does feel a bit lighter.
Towards the middle of the back, I've taken the thickness down to within a few millimeters of the ideal, but it's not removing as much weight as I wanted. So now I'm going to move toward the edges, which are quite thick.
That's 113.8. So suddenly, lots of weight came off when I started working on the edges. Which is exactly what it needed.
Now I'm sanding the edges of the body flat with a sanding block to match the back.
The tail pieces are higher than the tail block. The tail block is rough here, which implies that it was never attached to the back in the first place, but I don't like that. This needs to be glued to the top and the back to give stability for pulling the pressure of the strings. So I'm going to glue a shim on top of the tail block to raise it up a bit so that it'll sand evenly with the rest of the edge.
I think that worked out well. I'm getting sanding marks on the patch, and that's going to make a great gluing surface. I put my label in as a record of when the violin was last opened and repaired, who worked on it, etc. Now I've got the two parts glued up, and I'm finally ready to put them together. I dry fitted this clamping configuration before applying glue to make sure I had enough clamps and that they would fit. You have to make triple sure that you've got the back on straight before applying all your clamps. This gauge ensures that I've got the neck angle just right. Now I'm cleaning off the squeeze out excess glue on the outside. In the next video, we'll take off the clamps and start on the sanding to refinish